Hey there again, folks. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Never7, The End of Infinity. And last time we got to spend the night alone with Yuki. Yuki? Say Yuki. Oh my gosh. Did I say Yuki? Who is Yuki? Let's not tell Yuka about Yuki because she might get a little pissed off. She's already looking a bit that way already, right? Did I mix? Let's not even worry about what I mixed up. I don't know. Anyway, I was gonna make a joke about how that sounded like, you know, a thing, but really what it was in the middle of a graveyard with potential danger. So let's just forget about that joke ever happening and move on with the game. Ended up with Krumi jumping out and trying to scare us, and she was like, haha, I've been here the whole time waiting on you. When they had felt somebody there the whole time following them, or for quite a while before, so there are two people, Kenny Krumi, sneaking around. So let's find out who that second person is, or thing. I don't know who it is. Which means that you weren't following us, were you?
そんなことしてないよ。くるみはずっとここにいたもん。
She turned ghastly pale. Judging by her expression, I don't think she's lying. She looks pretty frightened, finally. When Yuki hears this, Yuki, not Yuki, her lips go wide again and her thin shoulders slowly start shaking. Her eyes widen and she looks so frightened that it seems like she'll burst into tears any moment. The leaves shake violently, is it not possible it's just the wind? I don't know. I'll immediately stand on guard. I gulp, then try to focus my eyes in darkness. I hope that's his heart beating. Soon enough. A small head sticks itself out of the base of the bushes. It's covered in fur. Fur? It's dog.
Kawaii! 子犬だよ、子犬!
Krumi shouts in delight. Puppy, however, barks once, then runs back into the bushes. The sound effect sounds a little familiar, I think. Krumi chases after it and suddenly disappears into the bushes, because that's a smart thing to do, run after a wild animal into the woods alone at night, trying to chase it, not knowing if there's a gully that you can fall down into and break your leg, or have a branch go into your abdomen. People who normally do that don't think about those types of things. Yuka and I are left behind, and we listen to the sound of the two of them steadily getting further away in dumbfoundment. Why was there a puppy here of all places? Huh, Yuka? Yuka, hey, Yuka. I'll leave my hand in front of Yuka. Wave it 3 more times, but she doesn't even blink. She got some strange fear of dogs. Actually, that probably is a thing. I don't know. It might be a thing. Is that a thing? I don't know if that's a thing. It seems like it might be one. No good, she's completely gone. Oh, brother. I just had to drag Yuka back towards the lodge as she continues rambling incoherently, like a drunk middle-aged salaryman. Does he have a lot of experience with drunk middle-aged salarymen? Seems like he does. In the middle of the quiet, still forest, the only sound we hear are our own footsteps that we make on this nightly stroll. We're walking back to the lodge with Izumi-san in the lead. She's calmed down, it seems. Yuka frowns as she pinches her clothes, which have stuck to her body. Okuhiko nods sympathetically at her statement. His face seems a little pale. Is it due to the pale moonlight pouring down from the sky? Or is it because of the fear he was feeling just a little while ago? Well, it doesn't really matter. How did he fare out there? That's something I'm curious about. Haruka alone says nothing. She walks behind the silent Izumi-san with a composed expression. Let's take showers when we get back. I suggest this to my fellow seminar camp members. Yuki and Okuhiko nod in agreement. Let's fix say, wait, is he excluding somebody? But yeah, I guess Izumi and Kurumi would have their own shower at wherever they stay at. Oh, never mind. Kurumi, who's walking next to Haruka, is in high spirits after hearing us.
そうそう、近くに露天風呂の温泉があるのよ。
As if she had been anticipating it, Izumi-san abruptly turns around to inform us of this. Since she is at the head of the group, Haruka and Kurumi, who were walking right behind her, both crash their faces into Izumi's chest. They both crashed their faces into her chest. Strange. Naturally, Kurumi reprimands Izumi-san. Haruka silently shoots Izumi-san a flustered look as she nurses her nose. Izumi-san hastily apologizes, though her mind is clearly still in the hot springs. She looks at us with a face like it says, "Do you want to go?" He gets really excited. Yay! Okuhiko and a nod as if to say, "Sounds good." Haruka doesn't respond, but it doesn't seem like she has any particular objections against it. However, Kurumi silently hangs her head downwards, all the enthusiasm she had mere moments ago suddenly gone. She asked the question as if to make sure that Kurumi was ready for our solemn ritual to begin. Izumi-san uneasily looks at Kurumi. Yeah, Kurumi's got some sort of issue or something. I don't know. She must be somewhat some sort of scarring or something. I don't know. I'm thinking that would be revealed if she were to be in a bathing suit or something like that. That's what I'm guessing. After a short while, Kurumi nods to Izumi-san while giving a sweet smile. When she sees that, Izumi-san's expression suddenly relaxes and she nods back.
ちなみに、そこ婚約なんだけど。
Well, he seems a little happy about that, doesn't he? Calm down, Okuhiko. Calm down. Upon hearing that, Okuhiko's face seems to light up. He takes a fleeting sidelong glance at Haruka. So it seems, or is it just my imagination? That's say what you like, but don't you think that's a bit dangerous? Looking at Okuhiko, I feel kind of reluctant. It'd be like throwing sheep in front of a wolf.
年頃の男女が婚欲、やっぱりまずいかしら。
Izumi-san folds her arms with a troubled face upon hearing my point.
男女交代で入れば問題ないって。
However, you could calmly declare this, not seeming to have fussed over the matter. Okuhiko clicks his tongue. Seems my fears weren't part of my imagination after all. However, in the corners of my mind, I think that while I'm relieved, I also would have liked it if we had gone in together. Guess I'm just a normal guy after all. Aren't we all? Or so most animes prove to show. Kurumi seems to think that we'll definitely peak. She doesn't have much faith in us, huh?
そういえば、あそこの温泉って一応柵でくくってあるけど、もうボロボロなのよね。それじゃあ水着つけて入るってのは？一旦帰って水着を下に着込んでくるの。 それなら着替えを覗かれる心配も問題ないでしょ。
おお、それはナイスアイデアだよ、優香ちゃん。
実はそんなことだろうと思ってしっかり水着を用意してたりして。
Zipton gives an impish smile. Kurumi is sticking her tongue out. Is this their plan from the beginning? Seems that they're having fun watching our reactions. They're terrible.
なんだったら私たちが入ってる間、誠と奥彦くんを木か何かに縛り付けちゃおっか。
Suddenly Yuka throws out a ridiculous suggestion. Hey, give me a break.
ちょっとは信用してくれよ。
Okuhiko looks like he's about to cry. I'll probably look the same.
まあそれは冗談だとして、じゃあそういうことで決定。各自ロッジで水着を着込んで20分後にロッジ玄関前に集合ね。
But Yuka continues the conversation as if we're not even there. Huh? Something's weird about this exchange. Hey Yuka, I was thinking.
Huh?
In times like this, isn't it usually the girl who's reluctant to go to the hot springs while the guy's the persuasive one?
まあまあ、そんなこと気にしない気にしない。
With that, we once again head towards the lodge. Iko's she's likely walking, humming some song to herself. Once we enter the lodge, we each head to our own rooms to change. Incidentally, Izumi-san and Kurumi are using Yuka and Haruka's rooms. Just when I'm about to enter my room, Haruka stares firmly at Kurumi and says this.
くるみ、肌きれい。え？どうかしたくるみちゃん。なんでもないよ。ありがとう、はるかさん。
It's unusual for her to say.
でも本当にそうだね。くるみちゃん、背中洗いっこしよっか。
Just then, Kurumi's face suddenly freezes. Harry Izumi-san give a taken aback gasp. Yep. There's something wrong with her.
あ、ごめん。そういえばくるみ、お江戸でがって見なくちゃ。
Oedo Gatten.
Huh?
Yuka's eyes widen. This unexpected event has also left me utterly confused. Well, what's wrong, Kuru?
本当にごめん。どうしても見なくちゃいけないの。そう見ないと友達との会話に入れなくなっちゃうの。
Kurumi interrupts me, giving a desperate apology.
そっか。それじゃあしょうがないよね、くるみ。
With a sad face, Izumi-san places a hand on Kurumi's shoulder.
ごめんね、お姉ちゃん。
Seems like Kurumi could burst into tears at any time. Izumi-san silently shakes her head. It's as if she's saying it's fine.
じゃあ私たちは温泉行くけど、くるみ、お留守番お願いね。
I then think, in the end, Kurumi's also a TV addict. Huh? Really? Did he fall for that? Is he really buying that farm or whatever? I don't know. That thought runs through my head. After changing our clothes, we all meet at the front door.
それじゃあくるみちゃん、行ってきます。
Kurumi watches us leave as we start walking towards the hot springs. It did stop to think about whether that show came on the two channels that they have, right? At first, Izumi-san wasn't that enthused, but she gradually grew more cheerful, so I stopped worrying about her. Soon enough, we're able to see something like steam rising from our destination. I can smell the scent of sulfur mixed in with the air.
なんだか臭い。まこと女の子の前でおならするなんて最低。
I'm gonna lie and say that I wasn't gonna make a fart joke. I was not gonna make a fart joke there. I was not. Nobody can prove it. Yuka, she did it. Thank you, Yuka. I feel really bad now for calling you Yuki earlier. Dumbass, that's the smell of the hot springs, right? I like how he was really assertive, but then he added a question at the end. I'm pinching my nose and reproach Yuka. Despite the stench, I keep moving forward.
そもそもここを最初に見つけたのは
そういえばうちのパパも温泉を所有していて
Izumi-san is talking about the hot spring. Okuhiko interrupts to brag. We ignore him as we advance towards the hot spring toward 30th Forest. It's a smart tactic to ignore him. So this is the obligatory anime hot spring scene, right? The hot springs isn't very far. I just read that, didn't I? We arrived there in under 5 minutes. It's an isolated natural hot spring surrounded by rocks lying in the middle of the forest. This chilly night, the enveloping steam coming from the milky white hot water seems very promising.
あーなんだかお猿さんでも入っていそう
She's full of interesting and colorful comments tonight.
お猿知らないのはるかね
Idiot, don't tell what best left unknown. Is she one of those who since if you can't see underwater, you can't tell what she's doing or something? So strange how the people who are next to her are really happy or something, right? Is that something to do with it?
あひどい
So much for keeping this mildly PG, this Let's Play. Knowing the sulking Yuka, I turn my attention to Izumi-san, who's beginning to explain about the hot springs. Seems no one knows who's the manager and the owner of these natural hot springs, really? That's strange. A wall had been built around the hot spring, but it's rotted away to the point where it's riddled with gaps. You really could peek here as much as you liked. Perhaps that was why there's been no maintenance to this place.
ここの温泉って何に効くんですかえさああれ知らないんですかうんでも大丈夫体に毒じゃないことは確かだから
I get a little worried when I start to consider how much of a ditch Izumi-san can be. Well, we probably won't die, but...
それじゃあ一番
Whoa! Suddenly Yuka takes off her clothes. I knew she was gonna do it, but it's still shocking.
どうしたの
No, it's nothing.
まあいいや
Yuka delicately dips her foot in the hot spring like most girls would, before she suddenly dives into the hot spring with a splash.
いいお湯加
Ha! Geez, you're such a kid. Soon enough, everyone takes off their clothes one by one and enters the hot spring. Well then, should I enter as well? It's been 10 minutes since I've entered. Feel more and more like I'm boiling up. I'm completely relaxed. Well then, oh. I ain't gonna be singing, I'll tell you that. I did the singing last time and I ain't gonna do it again. I will make a very slight joke about that before going to sit on the edge of the rock. I sit on the edge of a rock. The gentle night's breeze feels pleasant and cool against my burning hot skin. Apparently steam is really clogging up my throat, so phew. Only the top half of my body is exposed to the cold wind as my lower half is still submerged in the hot water. This is the true charm of open-air hot springs. How many more times am I going to have to do that? This seriously feels good. I wonder how many years it's been since going in a bath that made me feel so good. Now to think about it, we've done a lot of different things at this count, but it felt so peaceful. Even that time we went to the graveyard and we were scared to death, that time I hear Okuhiko's voice. He's apparently talking to someone. I quietly turn my head in the direction of his voice. There he is, and I also see Haruka. The two of them have their shoulders submerged in the hot water. Okuhiko is relentlessly trying to talk to Haruka. Well, as always, Haruka is staying silent, but she looks gloomy. I don't know why, but that's the feeling I get. Alright, if that's the case, then I've got an excellent plan to help her out. Time to put my ingenious plot into action. What? What ingenious plot? Koto, you're drunk. I roll up a towel that's full of air. I then sink into the hot water until it's at a level with my lower back. And now I'm ready. Open in hand, I approach them. Tell them watch me. Okuhiko glares at me, clearly disgusted by my behavior. Ugh. I tried to ignore him, but I can't help but groan. With that, I squeeze the air out of the submerged Oh man, that's awesome. Good job, Makoto. I squeeze the air out of the submerged towel, forming bubbles that rise just above the back of my waist, making it look like the air came from a certain other place. Bubble, bubble, bubble. That is the awesomest reaction to a fart I've ever heard. He literally screamed because of a fart. That's awesome. I guess it is in the same water that he is also in, but still, it's quite an overreaction. Paralyzed, Okuhiko's eyes widen to the size of plates. His mouth opens wider than I ever thought was possible.
Okuhiko, 口大きい.
Hey, he wanted her to talk and say something, so she did. It's so big that I think you could stuff an entire wash basin in there, basin. In response to Haruka's statement, I compare my wash basin with Okuhiko's face and nod. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? While plucking his nose, Okuhiko screams and runs away. He's literally running away because of a normal bodily reaction that every human being has at one point or another. And most people have every day, every few hours. Is there something wrong with this guy? Seriously, I mean, we know there is something wrong with him, but I mean, is there something really wrong with him? Haruka blinks with surprise while watching Okuhiko. She knows how to get him to quit bothering her if she wants to know. She probably didn't get it. Well, that was an extremely predictable joke, but...
ねえ、Okuhiko どうしたの?
Who knows? See, Okuhiko, if he was a normal guy, what he would do is he would try to match the intensity of it. Be like, that's nothing. This is a good one. This Let's Play has really went downhill. This episode, hasn't it? Our silence continues for a short while. Say, Haruka. Unable to bear the silence any longer, I try to strike up a conversation. She doesn't respond. Haruka? Okay. Hey, Haruka. When I wasn't paying attention, her face turned bright red. If she's gotten this bad, then she shouldn't have stayed in for so long. Right now, my main priority is get Haruka out of the water. I pull up the sinking Haruka and hold her up in my arms. I feel lightheaded and dizzy from the sensation of her soft skin transmitting through my hands. I somehow manage to carry her until I find a place with a good breeze. A different breeze than before. I look at Haruka's face as I place her against the wall where our clothes are. Ba-dump, just a heart. It's quiet, but Haruka starts slowly breathing in and out. I desperately continue to watch her. And then, by pure chance, Yuka passes by. Oh, Yuka, good timing. Help me out. Haruka just... I talk up until that point, then swallow my words. Her face is flush red like a lobster. Her eyes are all in focus. Her gait is all staggered with no sense of balance, and she has sake in her hand. Not the character sake. That'd be strange. She's drunk.
ほらどうしたのマコトンほらお眠ですかはるかトン
This isn't good. As she is now, she can't help me at all. I ignore the plastered Yuka and immediately return all my focus to the panting Haruka's face. After our night out, we returned to lodge a little past 11. It had been a refreshing, though exhausting experience. I fall into a deep sleep the moment I climb into bed. A new
お
day.
兄ちゃん
Really? That's strange. Kurumi being there first thing in the morning. Alright. Anyway, I guess that's a good point as any. This was a more exhausting episode than I thought it would be. But I enjoyed it. I'm a guy. Fart jokes entertain me sometimes. Entertain me a lot more than I should admit. But anyway, hope you folks enjoyed this, and shall return for the next one. We will find out what's going to happen on day 4. I was thinking, wow, we've already been through 3 days, and then I realized, what am I saying? It's been 15 episodes. At this rate, by the time day 6 shows up, it'll be 30, and that'll be about normal for these games. So yeah, this will probably be longer than the Never7 series. I think possibly. I'm not sure. Anyway, hope you folks enjoy, and I shall see you in the next one. Farewell there.